in a lot of ways. They start off in the eggs, big beady eyeballs and a pair of talon legs. Crossing the road, you gotta be quick and not a doggy or a kitten, but it's a chicken, 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 chicken. It's a chicken, 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 chicken.
What's going on, guys? Welcome. Legacy After Dark on a Sunday night, June 29th. Pumped to be with you guys. Back to our regularly scheduled program of checking out new trailers, talking about new games. It is the end of June. We are turning the calendar to July this week, 4th of July if you're in the States, so probably a short week for a lot of you folks. But yeah, we got a lot of games to talk about. We have a backlog. As many gamers know about backlogs, we have a backlog of trailers that we have to check out. So we're going to dive right in because there is so much to get to. A lot of cool things that I haven't seen before. But first and foremost, I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. You're ready for another week. It's going to be hot, at least here in New England. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about in terms of gaming. Not a lot to talk about in July. If you guys haven't seen, we did release our top 10 games of July video. It's not a lot until we get closer to the end of the month. Particularly for us, it's Grounded 2. We're super excited about that game. Hold on a second. You know when you wear a hat and like your hair just starts feeling like super uncomfortable under the hat? That's where I was at. So today, guys, we're going to be checking out a bunch of trailers. As you can see, I am so far behind. Like, look at the sidebar here. I am so far behind because we took a week off and then we played Dune Awakening last week. So we're just going to dive in and see what's going on here. So this first one is Tides of Tomorrow. This is the release date trailer. Haven't heard about this one. Looks like the PlayStation crew posted this, which is kind of interesting. So let's see what this one's all about. It looks like it's got like a cartoony-ish vibe, but we'll see. Here we go.
Tidewalker, are you there yet?
Oh.
Cleo has uncovered a formula for a cure, but she's keeping it safe in her tower.
Hey, you got some hosen?
Marketland seems a bit tense today. I heard something happened with another Tidewalker. Damn it. It's gone. Someone beat us to it.
Huh. Oh.
Ever since the Great Flood, Elend, my dear planet, has been dying. Plastemia has taken everything from us. But you Tidewalkers are all connected.
Hey, you! Stop right there!
And it's up to you now to use that power.
Wild.
Marauders! This is our new retreat! Please, help me. Get down!
Tidewalkers. Will you help us?
Huh. All right. I have to admit, this looks actually really cool. And it's so funny when you go into a game like this, you have no expectations, right? You're looking at it, you're like, all right, maybe this is something, maybe it's nothing, but PlayStation backs it. Now, PlayStation has backed some good games, obviously, and it's backed some not so great games. So I was very shocked. Oh, we totally bogged down here. Hold on. We're going to fix it. Really shocked to see something that I personally, like, I am super into this. The idea of a multiplayer story game is really fascinating, and I think I understand what they're trying to do here, where as you the player, you know yourself, are going through the game, you are experiencing the choices of other players who have come before you, right? And so you have to make a choice one way or the other, right? It's a situation. You can either engage in that situation or go the opposite direction. So while I think it's a choice-driven game, the multiplayer aspect is kind of cute, I guess the right way to put it. It's like, it's not real. It's the illusion of, like, following in somebody else's footsteps. But ultimately, there are only two ways to play and deal with situations, I think, right? Like that last scene where the guy, the character pushes the guy into the water, right? The options are help him or push him. So half the players, you assume, are going to do one choice. Half the players are going to do another choice, right? So it's kind of interesting to see. I really like the concept. As you guys know, we've talked about this on stream many times before. The thing I care about most in games is innovation and ultimately like quality, of course, but innovation. Are you doing something to either push a genre forward? Are you doing something to reinvent the genre? And this game is very clearly doing that, right? It almost feels like a Dishonored in a way, like the way that the story is being set up. But that layer of like multiplayer choice is really fascinating. Tides of Tomorrow, definitely on my list now. I'm bummed if this is a PlayStation exclusive because I won't be able to play it. But I'm actually really into it. So thank you, Sean John, for posting that one. Guys, as always, if you want to post trailers on our Discord, you can join us here. I will post the link in the chat. We need your feedback. We need your trailers. We need your articles. This is the only way we can do this stream. And yes, I have a huge backlog, but you never know. You may have a trailer or a game that you really like that you just found that somebody else on the team didn't find. And that's why we want all you guys to join us on the subreddit there. All right, this next one is called Pragmata. First Contact. Let's see what this one's all about. This is another one posted by the PlayStation crew. Here we go.
The future. It isn't just a dream. It's a promise. One we're turning into reality.
This is like some sort of like promo video.
With our third generation of Luna filament and advanced generative AI, we're reshaping the line between dreams and reality. We create life for our future.
Yeah.
Delphi Corporation.
Yeah.
Now let's see about getting paths through to Earth.
Okay.
And why are these things trying to kill us?
There you are. All better.
Oh, she kind of creeps me out.
You patched me up.
It's a Capcom game. Okay.
I am DI-03367. They are pragmatic creators.
Hang on a second. Don't you have a name or something?
Oh, this is fascinating.
Get behind me!
I think I can help.
This is the most
Targets
PlayStation
identified.
game I've ever seen.
Neutralizing threats.
Neutralize us?
Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way through. What the?
Bypassing first and second firewalls. Hooking control protocols. Initiating hack.
Yeah, Megan 3.0. Exactly. Okay. Dang, I was hoping for a little bit more gameplay.
D.I.
I said I am DI.
Okay. Look, how about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Huh. What an interesting game. And yeah, like I genuinely mean that, guys. This is the most PlayStation game I've seen in a while. Very, very similar to that of like a Death Stranding, right? When you see these types of games, you just know they're a PlayStation exclusive. You just know that a team like a Capcom, concepted it, and PlayStation is like, yep, sign me up. This whole beginning section is really interesting. Obviously, it is like laying the foundation for the premise of the game. And, they use all the buzzwords, especially generative AI, right? Like you use that word right now, you either cringe or you get very excited about it one way or the other. There's no in between. But very clearly, like this is, some futuristic world where they were using this miracle element plus AI to create whatever it may be, cities, cars, et cetera, et cetera. Something very clearly went wrong, right? And like I love that avenue that they're kind of going down. We've seen that with other games. And this is really where the trailer picks up, and actually I start to get very interested with this dynamic between this, astronaut, space guy character and this other character who is this art, like very clearly she's an android, right? She's got some sort of capabilities. Maybe she's magical. I don't really know, but it's very tech driven. So I have to imagine she's an android or a robot straight out. I don't know. I don't know all the technical terms. But what's really cool is once they get into the gameplay, you're like, oh man, he does the movement, he does the shooting, she does the kind of the high-tech stuff. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. And, you know, you get a glimpse at some of the enemies here, like the sword guy, and then you get like the boss fight a little bit later. Hard to see exactly the vision for the action. It seems very intentional, I guess is the right word, right? There's not a million enemies rushing at you. You're dealing with one at a time. So it's almost like puzzle-like, like combat puzzle-like, I think. It's hard to tell. But this is Pragmata. I'm actually really interested in this one. Very clearly going to be a PlayStation exclusive. But I definitely will want to check this one out in terms of like reviews, what people are saying about it, because it's really cool. So I like that one. Got a huge amount of buzz 3 weeks ago, 875,000 views. I think for good reason. It looks really fun. It looks interesting. Again, you guys know me. Innovation is everything. I don't know if that innovates, but it certainly is looking at that genre in a different way, which is really cool. All right, next up, we've got the Resident Evil Requiem reveal trailer. Very clearly, I missed some sort of PlayStation event because Sean John is all over this. And very clearly, all of these would be in some sort of event. Slimes of Fame, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. I see a couple of you guys here. Zarquad, Megan 3.0, love it. And Amimutsu, what's going on, guys? Appreciate you stopping by the stream tonight. All right, this is Resident Evil Requiem, the reveal trailer. Let's do it. Here we go.
Sir.
Not feeling it yet, obviously. Too much walking, too much setup for me,
Grace.
but that's okay.
Grace. Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
My office.
Oh, coming. If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 3. No, 2 days, tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now, I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene. The Renwood Hotel. I know that's where your mother was murdered. Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past. Grace.
What is this?
This isn't good.
Stay close. They're coming.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
Stay away from that!
Yeah, interesting. Listen, this is more about trailer crafting than anything else. That did nothing for me. Literally nothing for me. And that's, you guys know if you've watched the stream for any stretch of time, I very much don't play horror games. I don't play games where things like jump out at me and scare me. I don't do stuff like that. This trailer was so much of nothing. It's a lot of context, and I get that. It's a lot of setup. You did not need 80% of that trailer to be set up for this one character and this one, like, almost like, not revenge, but like, you know, childhood trauma story. And then to get, like, a couple glimpses of, like, other people, like, dying or whatever. It's like a movie. Yeah, it's like a movie, and it's lame, quite honestly. And this is, I will be honest, this is how a lot of Eastern developers, which, you know, Resident Evil is from an Eastern developer, they craft their trailers and their games, right? Their games are stories, interactive movies, interactive stories. And I'm not saying I don't like that. I'm just saying this was too much of that, right? And that's fine. So anyways, this is not for me. I'll just be very honest. This is not for me. Maybe the game overview trailer, let's check this one out. Maybe the game overview trailer will be a little bit better. Yeah, see, we're already jumping into like actual stuff. So let's check this one out. I think this might be a little bit better and at least give us a sense for the game. Because you guys know me. While I care about story, I'd rather talk about the game. So let's check out the game. Concept.
開発のコンセプトは病みつきになる恐怖というのを掲げてます。恐怖を乗り越えるね、気持ちよさ、そこのカタルシスってやっぱこう脳汁が出るんですよね。それ自体がもっとやりたい、遊びたいっていう中毒性を生む。そこに徹底的にフォーカスしてみたら怖いけどゲームとしても楽しい、そういうのが作れるんじゃないかなっていうのがレクイエムの出発点でした。
バイオハザードレクイエムは、シングルプレイかつ、オフラインのゲームとなっています。バイオハザードで一番重要なのは恐怖体験だと思うんですけれども、今作においてはその恐怖体験っていうところに、しっかりとフィーチャーした内容に仕上がっているんじゃないかなと思ってます。
今回の主人公は FBI 捜査官グレース・アッシュクロフト。内向的で怖がり、バイオハザードとしては割と新しいタイプのキャラクターを作ろうとしています。プレイヤーと同じ目線で一緒になって怖がれる、こういうキャラクターを狙っています。物語の中でもちろん彼女も恐怖を克服し成長していくんですけども、 FBI 捜査官なので銃の扱いも慣れてますし、冷静な推理力とかも発揮しつつ活躍するキャラクターになってます。レオンを主人公にしようっていうのは実はずっとあったんですけども、どうしてもレオンを使ったバッチバチのホラーっていうのが割と難しくて、落ちてきたバケツにびっくりするとか、そういうレオンってそんなみんな見たくないやろっていうところで、じゃあホラーと食い合わせ悪いよなっていうのがやっぱりありましたけど。
I mean, I don't know Leon and all of his backstory,
ファーストトレーラーご覧になって分かるように、グレース自身がすごいいろんな目に遭うんですね。PV で断片的には入ってるんですけれども、逆さずり一つとっても顔の赤らみ、高揚感であったりとか、うっ血してる表現、あとは髪の毛もかなり力を入れてまして、自分たちでスタッフと一緒にプロの方を呼んで実際にウィッグを使ってそこからシミュレーションして CG に落とし込んだりとかもしています。
バイオハザードレクイエムはですね、一人称視点と三人称視点2つの視点で自由に切り替えながら遊ぶことができます。主観視点だとその恐怖を間近に感じることができて、緊張感のある臨場感のあるゲームプレイっていうのが可能になります。三人称視点だとキャラクターの肩越しでの視点というところでアクション、そういったところがよく見えるゲームプレイになると思いますので、アクションが好きだなって思う方には三人称視点の方がおすすめです。
滅菌作戦以降30年近く経つんですけども、
Dude, I mean, I'm all about it, slime. I'm just, that's crazy, man. I could never do it.
その当時アンブレラ事件っていうので シリーズがヒットして、それ以降もさまざまなキャラクターたちが、いろんなラクーンシティって起きた事件をきっかけに立ち向かっていくようになったり、人間成長したり、そこに今回この表現のメスを入れるっていうのが作り手としてはやっぱりかなり緊張感を持って臨ませてもらったっていうのが大きかったですね。
ラクーン事件に関わった、もしくはラクーン事件に巻き込まれて大きく人生を変わってしまったり、命を落としてしまったりと、そういった登場人物がたくさん出ます。レクイエムは彼らに向けての言葉通り鎮魂であり、もっと言うとバイオハザードシリーズ、ラクーン事件アンブレアをきっかけに生まれたシリーズのある種一つの区切りという意味でレクイエムというタイトルをつけています。
バイオハザードレクイエムは2026年2月27日に発売予定。
Oh, you're good, man. I'll turn the audio down a little bit for the next one. It's just really cool to see devs like this, like really thinking through the lineage of their game. And obviously Resident Evil has been around for so long. It's one of the series, honestly, it's like one of only like a handful of series that's still really going strong, that has been around since probably the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. I'm not sure when the first one came out, but very cool. I mean, again, if you're into horror, you already know 1.9 million views on this 3 days ago. Like, there is a huge audience for Resident Evil out there, and it makes complete sense. The games have always been really good. All right, we're going to jump to the next trailer here, so we don't waste any more time on horror games that I'll never play. This is Code Vein 2. Now, I know of Code Vein. I have never played it. And I know this is a Bandai game, I believe it is. Yeah, we're on the Bandai channel. Duh. So I don't know much about this game. This is another one that I'm going to kind of be checking out with you guys for the first time. If you hadn't noticed, a lot of the Capcom, Bandai, PlayStation stuff, I'm just not that aware of. And I appreciate you guys posting it, because that's the whole point of all of this. You guys posting stuff that I might not see. But this world in particular, the PlayStation world, is definitely the side of things that I probably am going to miss, because I don't play a lot of these games. So here's Code Vein 2. Let's see what this is all about. We got some action rounds to start. Cool looking enemy. Kind of creepy.
Time. For some.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It heals.
But also like interesting anime.
For others, it wounds. And for our world, it promises only oblivion. Our hopes lost long ago.
It's weird.
But
this is like set up like a Souls-like. Maybe
you
it is.
have the power to change all of this.
Why are all their hearts exposed? This must
If
be like
time were a weapon to wield, could you undo the sins of ruin? In this time, or maybe the next, you'll find how to save us all.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's not Souls-like. Action game all the way through. But cool enemies. It's so funny, like, to see a game in this style, but like dark fantasy, is kind of interesting. All right, well, I have no idea what this game is about after that trailer. I genuinely, look, I appreciate the work that goes into any video game trailer, right? Like, any video game trailer, I appreciate the work that goes into it. But, like, you have to show us something in your game and your trailer. You have to show us what the heck the game is actually about. Now, I say all of that because what this trailer is doing is getting people who played Code Vein, the first Code Vein, excited about the game, right? It's for the existing audience. But any developer's goal should be to expand the audience, to get new people to watch a trailer and want to play the game. They didn't accomplish that with me. I still have no idea what this is about. It wasn't interesting enough that I care moving forward. So did the trailer ultimately fail? Yeah, I think so. Is it cool? Are there some like dark fantasy elements I like? Sure, absolutely. Like, but I don't know what this game is. I saw brief flashes of like flashy action-based combat, some abilities, some sort of motorbike. That's not enough. It's not enough. It's not a slight on Code Vein, right? Like, this game could be great. Code Vein 2 could end up being excellent. It's just the way that, like, the trailer gets you hyped or at least teaches you about the game. Because, again, every developer, they should be going into this like, hey, maybe we should be trying to get some new people to watch our trailer, check out our game. And when you do something that's so story-driven like this for your, is it a launch announcement trailer? An announcement trailer, you're not accomplishing the goal of like reaching not only your existing audience, who is going to watch anyways, let's be clear, but also a new audience. So kind of strange. No idea what this game is about. Some flashy action as to be expected by, you know, a developer. I don't even know if it's developed by Bandai. It's developed by Bandai. Does it even say? Who is it developed by? Maybe it is by Bandai. I don't know. They don't like outright come out and say it. I mean, I guess it's got to be. Just kind of strange. A little bit of a swing and a miss for me, but that's okay. Not everyone is going to be a hit. All right. Should we do it? Yeah, sure. Why not? I saw that this was kind of the talk of the town for a hot minute. Oh, wow. This is only 2 minutes long. I thought this was going to be longer. There's a new Game of Thrones video game coming out. This is different than the like weird Game of Thrones one from a couple weeks ago. I don't know. This is War for Westeros. Let's check it out.
Game of Thrones is one of the most beloved and iconic series of all time. This is why we're so excited at PlaySide Studios to be developing a real-time strategy game for this franchise.
Okay, was not expecting an
You
RTS.
step into Westeros at its most dangerous. Call your banners, lead iconic heroes, and rewrite the fate of the Seven Kingdoms. Like millions of others, we experience the TV show week to week. The betrayals, the shifting power, the moments that left the world stunned. That emotional weight, that unpredictability, is what we want to capture in War for Westeros.
Interesting.
This is a world where trust is fleeting and power is everything. You're not just commanding armies, you're navigating a world shaped by legacy, betrayal, and the fight to claim the Iron Throne. At the heart of the struggle are great houses, each fighting for power in their own way. In War for Westeros, take command of iconic factions. Call on the banners of House Stark, proud and unyielding in the face of the impossible odds. Conquer with House Targaryen, reborn in fire with a hunger to reclaim what was lost. Command from House Lannister, rich in gold, driven by ambition and power. Or cross into myth as the Night King, raising a relentless army to bring on the Long Night. That choice puts you in command of armies on the battlefield, gathering resources, securing key locations, and building the power you need to claim victory. You'll fight battles across Westeros, from the frozen north to the gates of King's Landing. Deploy infantry, cavalry, siege engines, giants, and dragons to push through enemy lines or hold your own. When it all clicks, you feel like a true commander carrying your house's pride into every fight. But while battles may win ground, it's cunning that decides who sits the throne. Behind every clash of armies is a deeper game where diplomacy, deception, and shifting loyalties shape the war just as much as steel. In War for Westeros, you will relive iconic turning points from the Game of Thrones series, or forge your own rise to power.
4 times.
The outcome is yours to decide. This is a premium strategy game built for PC by a team who cares about doing it right. We'll share more behind-the-scenes videos as development continues, Until then, you can wishlist Game of Thrones War for Westeros on Steam and follow us on social to stay in the loop and be the first to join the fight for the Iron Throne.
Interesting. I genuinely am surprised that this is happening. Like, I guess it makes sense, right? Like Game of Thrones, a real-time strategy game, like all of that actually makes a lot of sense to me because, quite honestly, like you do have all of the houses, you do have a lot of really interesting characters that you can make heroes, and then obviously you've got the dragons. Like there's a lot of factors that just make a lot of sense here. I don't know why I just didn't expect it. Sorry. I just didn't expect it. So that's kind of fascinating. But it does look okay. Obviously it's like pre-alpha gameplay that we're looking at, so things look a little rough. They look a little slow and, you know, kind of gritty. But it's really cool. This is really like Age of Empires meets Game of Thrones, which I actually think would be relatively successful if it gets enough attention, right? And like if it's developed well. I think what people are going to care about, like they do with Age of Empires, is not just the campaigns, but also like the skirmish mode. Can you play as whatever house you want? Can you play against AI people or on multiplayer? How does that work? And you know, honestly, like I'm kind of pumped about this. This is really cool. I used to have a big, you know, RTS phase back in the day with Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, Stronghold, which we've talked about before, games like that. So I'm actually kind of interested in this, and the fact that you can play as the White Walkers is pretty cool too. So yeah, genuinely when I think about Game of Thrones, I think about a Lord of the Rings, Return of the King game. Like that's what I think about, and I don't know why we haven't made it yet. And granted, that is like such a rarity. Like if you remember, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King was, you know, one of the best movie games ever. And so that's kind of what I'm expecting with Game of Thrones. But I guess, I don't know. I guess nobody's gone that route yet. So we're more leaning towards a real-time strategy game, which is cool too. We'll have to check this one out a little bit more to see how development goes, because I definitely am interested, just not entirely sold on the concept quite yet. Phalanx, what's going on, man? I am doing good. I do not play No Man's Sky, but I like the idea of No Man's Sky, and I am definitely excited to check out their next project, Light No Fire. Weird names for their games, but I do enjoy what that team is doing, and just never got into No Man's Sky. Like I've never played it for more than like 15 minutes, so it's definitely one of the games that, while I'm interested in, at this point with like 30 different updates behind me, I just think it's too late. Okay, this looks like a movie, so I'm not going to click on that, even though it says a Dark Pictures game. I just don't care enough. This looks like another like weird space horror thriller. I don't know. I don't care. Sorry, Sean John. Love you, brother. All right, we're going to check out this next one here. This is Echoes of the End. This is, I think we're breaking away from the PlayStation stuff. This one looks a little different. You guys know I love indie games. This one's got a relatively small audience here with 19,000 views. Ooh, what is Necrid up to? You're talking about another update on Riot's MMO. Might have to check that one out later. All right, here we go.
I used to swear by my father's oath.
Yeah, I think we're upside down. I don't know. Yep.
To protect the wards is to protect our people. And if it claims
like
our
lives,
lives,
this definitely feels like Norse mythology.
What's one life lost for the sake of the many?
And now, what do you swear by today?
The only one that matters is my brother. And I will kill the people who took him from me.
This looks way too much like Forspoken in a way.
Rin, take my hand. Rin!
I hear insolence must be purged.
Your father was right about one thing. The wards are breaking. And should we fail, it may spell another end.
Yeah, really interesting. I don't know this team. I know Deep Silver, obviously, but Myker Games I've never heard of, and I am actually very interested in what we just saw. It definitely, yes, Slimes, it definitely felt like God of War elements, right? Obviously with the female protagonist, so that's, you know, that's interesting in and of itself, but like you've got this really interesting revenge story. It's very clearly a revenge story, which I don't love. I think it's a little lazy, but like the action actually looks pretty good. Some of the environment stuff here looks really nice. Like the game looks really nice. And then like the set pieces feel big and grand, kind of like God of War. So I definitely see the comparison. I feel the elements of it. You obviously are getting like no UI gameplay here, but she's got some sort of magical power, but is also kind of a badass with a sword. And it's how those pieces all come together that's really interesting. Is it a linear game? Is it an open world game? It feels linear. It feels very like intention driven, which is cool. We've got all sorts of different enemies, from bugs to trolls to whatever this thing is, and then obviously humans. So there's some like there's some good stuff here. Very clearly a story game, right? Let's be clear, single player story game. Never heard of this one. Fascinating, just absolutely fascinating. Ayara, yes, I have. So let's just end it here. Echoes of the End. I'm gonna keep my eye on this one. Only 19,000 views. Like that is not enough attention for this really solid trailer. So yeah, guys, I will definitely. I can speak to the Hytale thing for a minute here. Just because I'm gonna take it really seriously, because like this is a big game. This was always a big game for us. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Livid and I actually met, right? Livid, other half of the channel, we met because we both covered Hytale, right? Our channel started maybe not because of Hytale, but we got to a point where like 2018 rolled around, and Hytale was a game that we were both very passionate about. You know, we've supported that community since day one. We took part in the charity events that were going on. We've been relatively close with some of the developers, and that community writ large. Like, we know all of the different content creators and, you know, leaders in that space. So it was really shocking when the other day the studio announced that they'd be shuttering their doors and they're closing the project. Just absolutely gut-wrenching, because Hytale was supposed to be the thing that was going to, I don't want to say supplant Minecraft, but it was the evolution, right? We talk about this on the channel all the time, innovation and evolution. It was a, you know, block-based game that had an adventure mode, a very detailed PvP mode, which is where the Hypixel team like kind of, you know, made their mark in the Minecraft world. And it had almost near like limitless creation potential for creators. All incredibly exciting things. So to see that game fall apart and that studio collapse, it really does suck, because again, when you meet your business partner that you've now been doing content with for 5 years, January 2020 is when we met. It's sad in a way. And it's disappointing, and I know a lot of the fellow content creators feel exactly the same way, because, you know, we had been getting dev updates. We knew that they had redid their engine. You know, they showed us bits and bobs, but like the game very clearly went down a path at some point that was unsustainable. And it stinks, because now there's like some fighting on Discord and Twitter amongst ex-developers saying, you know, like the fish rots from the head, which I don't disagree with, right? Like, if this is your project and you own this project, it's up to you to lead this project to completion. They didn't do that. And Riot, You know, I don't know what their actual involvement in the project is, but they obviously put a lot of money into it. Money equates to resources. And at some point, they're like, you have nothing to show for it. You have not delivered on your promise. We have invested millions of dollars into you. It's over. And so it's really interesting. Yeah, I see you guys in the chat saying, you know, Simon, who worked on the project, I think in the late 2010s, like the 2018, 2019, is saying he's going to try and buy the game from Riot so that they can kind of revitalize it, revive it. Don't know if that's possible. I'll believe it when I see it. Obviously, I think there's a team of people that would still love to work on that project. But, you know, Noxie, who was running that studio, it didn't work. And it fell apart. And it's really disappointing. And we'll never know exactly why. But we'll know that the game was close enough to some sort of early access alpha release back in, like, the 2020 era. It's 5 years later, which is enough time to develop some incredible games, but they couldn't do it for a block-based game. Now, I am no developer. I'm not pretending to know exactly what goes into developing a game. But if you can develop a game like a, I don't know, pick your favorite AAA game, give them 5 years, they can do it for the most part, right? Some of the bigger ones probably take closer to a decade, but 5 years is a lot of time for a game development studio. And that's on top of the multiple years they already had. So who knows? Maybe it was too much hitting the reset button. Maybe it was too much scope creep. Maybe it was bad management. Maybe it was bad leadership. It's hard to say. I am devastated by the Hytale news. The fact that I'll never get to play that game with my kids, which is something that both Livid and I were really looking forward to, right? Like, we have this passion for gaming, but most of the games that we play, you know, we can't share with our little kids until they're much older. And so we need that game, right? We need that game that we can break in with our kids. For me, it was Mario, right? Playing Super Mario in the basement with my dad, beating the water levels for me, like things like that. What is my gateway to video games with my kids? It's probably going to be older games. I'm not going to lie. It's not going to be some like newfangled thing. It's going to be some sort of like trip down nostalgia road just to get them hooked. But man, Hytale was supposed to be one of those games that opened that door, and who knows? It might still happen, but you know, I'm definitely not staking anything on that. So, bottom line, very disappointed in the leadership behind the Hytale project. I wish all the devs that were passionate and working hard on that one the best, and for the Hytale community that is still very clearly going through it, like, I'm with you guys. I feel it. Again, this whole channel is here because of Hytale and because Livid and I bonded over it. And so, yeah, I will always, you know, have some sort of spot in my heart for that game, whether it's dead or revived. And we'll see what the future holds. But for now, Hytale is dead. It's very sad, very disappointing. But the world keeps spinning, and we got to move on. All right, that's it on Hytale. Hopefully that gives you guys enough insight into the way I'm thinking about it, at least. And we're going to keep moving. Germ, what's going on? Dying Light Beast, what are your thoughts? Well, we have a 30-minute gameplay trailer here. I'm not going to watch 30 minutes. But if we can find a shorter video, I will watch a shorter video. Let's see here. Dying Light the Beast. I have no idea. I mean, obviously I know what Dying Light is, and I've played the second one. All right, here we go. This is 2 minutes. This is the gameplay premiere trailer from 2 weeks ago, which we have not watched on the stream yet. So let's watch this one, and let's see what this is all about. Here we go. It feels like Dying Light.
What can you tell me about the Baron?
He's a narcissistic sociopath. He's experimenting on humans like they're lab rats.
That's kinda creepy.
God only knows what the Baron's planning to do with those monsters.
Yeah, I can't do this with you guys. I can't play these games. scary things jumping out of him.
I don't care how high his walls are or how big his army is. That fucker will pay for what he did to me. All the years he took from me. All the agony he put me through.
You want revenge?
Damn right I do!
I like that little tease at the end there. That was him getting some powers, right? You see him grab the giant, block of concrete on the pole. Very cool. If you guys want to check out the 30-minute gameplay walkthrough, you can. I'm sure there's more, way more. Oh my gosh. I'm sure there's way more in there that's revealed, but first blush, this feels like a Dying Light game. It feels great. I actually kind of like the change of scenery, right? I feel like we were in kind of like not true dystopian, but like dystopian, wastelandy, deserty type environment. This is kind of cool. It's almost like the Swiss Alps meets like I don't know, like that part of Europe. It's very much a European architecture that you can see, and I think that change of scenery, like very clearly, right there, look at that. Very clearly that change of scenery to like a more European setting, it gives the developers some different freedoms, right? Some different freedoms to create the world a little differently than if you're just constantly doing like desolate desert land, whatever. The game looks really good. It looks very good. I think the Dying Light series has always been, for the most part, a hit, right? Like, I think there were some blips back with Dying Light 2 where folks weren't, like, all in on the game. But Techland knows what they're doing. They've already made some really good games, and I'm really excited to see how this one does. I don't know if I'll play this one. Again, I'm not a big zombie guy, and I definitely don't like crawling around the dark with zombies jumping out at me. Just not my bag. So we'll see. I do know that Livid does like this game, though, so who knows? He might play it. We might. I think this, maybe this one's not co-op, but I remember the second one distinctly being co-op. So, like I said, the 30-minute trailer is out there if you want. 6.6 million views from 3 weeks ago. Very clearly, people want to play this game, which is cool, and it's coming out August 22nd. So there you go. All right, we're gonna keep moving here because we are already at 10:15. We got 45 minutes left. We're going to check out this one. Eric Sholm, The Stolen Dream. Another one. Sean John, I appreciate you, brother, because I just genuinely do not know what any of these games are. I can't, man. Slime, I can't. I wish I had your bravery, man. I really do, because I just can't. It's funny. This actually looks like the exact same setting as Dying Light. Completely different game. This is Eric Sholm, The Stolen Dream. Here we go. Also feels European. Oh, interesting. Is it a stealth game? Oh yeah, it's definitely a stealth game. This is Eric Sholm, The Stolen Dream. Really interesting looking game. Oh wow, this comes out middle of next month. I wish I had known that. I might have put this on my top 10 games to check out in July, because it's a really interesting mix. Again, going back to trailers for a second, I wish we kind of knew a little bit more about what's happening. Like, we saw tons of gameplay. The balance is off. I have no idea what's actually happening, what my motivation is. I have no idea what I'm doing other than the fact that I play as this girl. There's very clearly something going on in this town of Ericshulm, and like it's very Dishonored in a way, right? Without the like supernatural stuff, but it's very Dishonored in the sense of like you're trying to betwixt these, local police force and clearly accomplish something, but we don't actually know what that is because they never actually describe it in the trailer. So again, this is Ericshulm, The Stolen Dream. This one comes out middle of next month. Looks like it's mostly a stealth game with maybe a little bit of like strategic combat, like a poison blow dart type of thing. Doesn't look like it's an outright combat game. So if you're looking for something a little slower, perhaps a little more methodical, maybe this is the game for you. Grimsforge, yeah, I'm happy to address the Dune stuff. So quite honestly, like we got ratioed pretty hard on the video we put out where we were talking about PvP, and it's interesting. We have a very clear perspective on how Dune Awakening should evolve. We loved the idea of the deep desert. It was very barren. We wanted them to evolve the deep desert in a way that not only catered to PvE players, but also continued to expand actually its content base of what was there, right? So that both PvE and PvP players would be able to take part in it. Everybody knew going into Dune Awakening that the game was going to have, in the end game, guild focus and PvP focus. And then once the game came out, all of the PvE players who are playing the game like an MMO want to just go do quests and go do their quiet farming and build their thing. The problem with that is, one, no risk, no reward. It's a survival game. And if you don't create that dynamic of no risk, no reward, people get bored. I guarantee you, if Funcom does not keep up with the content, that entire player base is going to crater, and I don't want to say crater. It's going to start declining very quickly because all those players that were complaining about the deep desert being PvP now have access to Titanium and Stravidium in a way that required a lot of planning and effort. Now they can just go out there and do it. Yes, it has a long spawn time. Yes, there are people who are camping nodes. It's dumb. But like they can now get all of those things without the struggles of PvP. So they're going to run out of content really quick because they're going to build their best armor set. They're going to build their best weapon. They're going to get their Mark 6 Ornithopter, and then they're going to be done. Because what's there to do after that? The Lance Rod isn't interesting enough, and it's not a sound enough system at this point that actually matters. Like, it's fun to do. Like, our guild, which, I'm a part of, but, like, Livid really runs it because, like, I do other things, and I can't play games like this all day, all night like some of them can. But, like, the Lance Rod is really interesting in a guild setting. It doesn't work for small groups. It doesn't work for solos. And guilds like ours, just to be completely frank, like, as soon as a task comes live, we've got multiple people working on it. Like, we are part of the dynamic that they're going to try and figure out. And so they've got a lot to work on. They've got the deep desert that they've got to continue to balance and fix. They've got the PvP situation with the Scout Ornithopters and like all of that nonsense that they've got to keep looking at. They've got the pressure of delivering more content because eventually those PvE players, which let's be clear, there is a large base of Dune Awakening players that are PvE focused. A lot of folks are throwing around like the 80% number. Don't know if that's legit. There's no way of knowing unless there's some sort of official survey. But sure, 80%. Let's say 70% because our video got 70% downvoted, which is fine, right? Like we stand firm behind our statement that PvP is no longer the same in Dune Awakening in a negative way. Fine, whatever. There's so many things they could have done. And ultimately, my biggest issue with it, is that they announced a PTR. I played on that PTR all day, did not get to the deep desert, had no chance to test any of the things that they were doing, and by the end of that night into the next morning, they were pushing the patch. Pushing a patch that included most of the things. It's not the full 1.1.01 or whatever the heck the actual patch is. They didn't wait to get any feedback from anybody. And quite honestly, I think Funcom is going to fall into the trap of the loudest voice in the room right now are the PvEers. That's fine. People want to be pissed at our video on YouTube. Fine. Whatever. I don't know where Funcom gets their input from, because they get it from probably their Discord, Reddit, YouTube videos. They're getting it from a lot of different places. But the PvE players are the loudest. That's a fact. No doubt about it. You go on Reddit for 5 minutes, you know that the PvE players are the loudest. So if Funcom continues to lean into that, then the game is going to look more like a PvE game. But if they are genuine and trying to stick to the vision that they sold us the game on, then yeah, like they need to go back the other direction and lean into PvP. I wouldn't mind arenas, I wouldn't mind battlegrounds and stuff like that, but like that's very WoW, right? That's very much like structured PvP. That's not how most survival games do PvP. The whole point of a survival game is you are going out there, yes, to farm and to craft and to build, but the whole point is at some point there's a chance you risk everything in a player versus player confrontation. It's the reason we loved Last Oasis. It's the reason we loved V Rising. I never played Rust. I met Livid after like Rust was like a thing. It's the reason he loves Rust. This game is, it's different. It's just different. It's built more like an MMORPG that has PvE elements than a survival game. And it's very clear the current player base, which is largely dominated by those PvE MMOers, wants that. They want to go farm dungeons. They want to go farm resources. They want to build their thing. And they want to log off. They don't want any risk. They don't want any like high stakes. They want expected. They want calculated. And they just want content that is for them. And while I disagree, it is what it is. So that's it. That's my take on Dune Awakening and where things are going. Can't say I love it, but it is what it is. All right, we're gonna check out this one. Slick Fizz, thank you so much for posting this. I don't know Slick Fizz. I think this is the first time I've seen a post by you, so that's awesome. This is The Expanse, Osiris Reborn announcement trailer. So let's check this out. Here we go. It's a little grainy. Is there a way to make quality? All right, hold on. We're gonna go find this on YouTube really quick, cause it looks a little grainy. Here we go. Looks a little grainy. There we go. Oh yes. I have not seen this yet, but I'm pumped, cause Livid told me it looked awesome. Here we go. This is a 4K version. This is gonna look much better. Here we go. Oh yeah, look at those stars. So much better in 4K.
Zafar, pull up Navtech.
Just a sec. Got it.
Taki. We gonna find out about your Kopang right quick, okay?
Just want to do him justice. Stuck his neck out for us. Least we can do is get him out alive.
We've got big enough guns to make justice, all right?
Oh, Michael. To a man with a hammer, just about everything looks like a nail.
Aim for show. Time to say oh yeah with our hammer.
Missile range in 1 minute.
Brace yourself. We're going for a spin.
Okay. I do like Owlcat quite a bit. Oh, dang. I don't know the Expanse lore, but like, this is a hell of a presentation.
Zafar, did you get a signal?
After the large haul down this corridor, they shut down this part of the facility. Long time before our arrival.
Fine. Let's deal with those guys first.
In your loader. Lean So far, you were right.
Wicked
they shut
good.
down this.
I want to see some gameplay, man.
Alota, I need backup.
Hold on, I'm coming! I'll cover you.
Yeah, the tech stuff is awesome.
Thanks.
I can't see shit from here.
The bird up high shall be thine eyes. What the hell happened here? Hey, buddy.
Yikes. That's not good. Oh man, that's just like a cinematics. Oh, here we go, gameplay. I mean, it looks exactly like
You're still breathing.
Sheesh. Man, that looks so good. This is one of the rare occasions where like cinematics actually sell me on something. Cinematics hardly ever get me excited about a video game. Like, I don't know. Cinematics in my mind, just like, they're not the game. They're a movie to promote the game. And I don't know. I just think this one was really well done. I'm interested in the characters and what they're trying to do. Obviously, I know a little bit about the Expanse lore. Maybe I should watch it, quite honestly, because Livid has always ranted and raved about it being interesting. But like, they don't spend too much time. They don't spend too much time like just living in like context buildup. They get right into it, right? You meet the characters, boom, you get right into like the action, and then I think what was really interesting for me was we got to see like how some of the gameplay hopefully will play out through the cinematic, right? Like we saw the characters with their grav boots, walking on the ceiling. Who knows? Is that a character ability? Maybe. We saw the drone. Is that an ability? Maybe. We saw the shield, right? So like you're getting some gameplay teasers through the cinematics, which is the sign of like an incredibly competent trailer team and an incredibly competent team that is teasing gameplay elements through a cinematic. So really excited about this one. Pumped that we got a chance to watch it. 796,000 views from 3 weeks ago. Pretty dang good. I think this will only pick up as more content is released. And I don't know, is there anything else? New details from 3 days ago. Looks like it's just the announcement trailer for now. So yeah, more to come. More to come on that one. Definitely will be going to be following along with that one. I'm pretty pumped about that. All right, I'm going to skip Age of Mythology. This looks like a DLC. Heavenly Spear, I don't know. I think it's a DLC. It's fine. The Age of Mythology came out, I think, a couple months ago. I never got a chance to play it. Invincible Versus, not going to check that one out. The Rogue Ally, not going to check that one out. But I will check out Blood of the Dawnwalker, the game trailer, because I did not have a chance to watch it the other day. And I'm pumped. Tetris, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. All right, so this is the Blood of the Dawnwalker. I know they also had some sort of stream the other day, so I'm going to see if I can track that down. Really interested to see what this game is doing. Now, just again, for some context, if you're new or you forgot, this is a game that's being developed by some ex-CD Projekt Red guys, ex-Witcher 3 guys. Before I hit play on this, give me 2 seconds. I need to get a drink. I am losing my voice rapidly, so give me a second. All right, we good. Thanks for waiting, fellas. And any ladies that might be here, but I highly doubt it. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Here we go. Let's get into it. This is the Blood of Dawn Walker, the game trailer. Let's go.
Monsters have always been here, watching from the shadows. And when we were at our weakest, they came out into the light. We feared for our lives, but we should have feared for our souls instead. The vampires didn't come to kill us. No, they came to rule. To turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead. Their worst nightmare. Trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all. He is out there watching.
Oh, frame rate, my lord.
Growing.
It's interesting. I can't say that I'm like super excited about this one quite yet. I really loved the announcement trailer, which was all cinematics with like I think maybe like 2 or 3 shots that were gameplay. This one, I don't know. It looks a little rough around the edges, which is to be expected, right? They may be the Witcher 3 ex-developers. They're not the full team that made The Witcher 3. They're not CD Projekt Red. It is a different studio. And so we should set our expectations accordingly, right? It's not a AAA game at this point. I don't think. I would consider it more of a AA game. There are some really bad frame rate issues with this trailer that I don't love. Yeah, Daniel, I'm going to go find that one because I do want to see that one too. It's just really interesting. Okay, this is 21 minutes long, guys. This is going to take us to the end of the stream, but I think it's worth it because, quite honestly, like, this is a big game. This is, man, my voice is cracking like crazy tonight. I must be hitting puberty. This is a big game supported by Bandai. Like I said, ex-CD Projekt Red developers. We're going to watch this whole thing. I may pause it just to comment since I'm not going to have a lot of time on the back end, but I want to know more about this game because this has the potential to be a huge game in 2026. But we got to see more. And this is 21 minutes gameplay overview. Let's check it out. Pre-beta version. So out of alpha, but pre-beta.
Hello, my name is Daniel Sadowski and I'm the design director at Rebel Wolves. I would like to welcome you to the Blood of Dawnwalker summer gameplay video. Our game is a story-driven, open-world dark fantasy RPG set in medieval Europe. The game is currently in pre-beta stage, and what we are going to show you is just a part of one of the mid-game quests. It's a really cool story involving legendary swords and a haunted almshouse, but today we'll focus on showcasing our gameplay systems. We're starting on the outskirts of Svatro, the game's largest city and the capital of Vale Sangora. From here, we could head anywhere the eye can see, explore ancient ruins or sabotage vampire blood transports. But it's not just about where or when you go. It's also about how you approach the main quest and shape the story, making each playthrough uniquely your own. For now, we're following the road. Cohen is on his way to the city's cathedral, chasing leads about a powerful weapon said to be hidden in its crypts. But first, we'll have to deal with some bandits who camped out by the main road. Traveling through Vale Sangora is never boring. The world is dense with quests, random encounters, and locations steep in lore. This will be a great opportunity to show you our combat system. Our goal was to make the player feel like a real swordmaster who closely observes his enemies. We'll begin this fight by using acrid dust to stun one of the enemies. Now, when you attack, you choose one of 4 directions: up, down, left or right, in order to hit the opponent where he's unable to parry. And similarly, when defending, you have to take note of the enemy's intent and the direction of the attack.
Tetris.
On the left side of the screen, just above Conan's health, you have activation charges that will be filled in with each successful attack, block and parry. Once they are full, you can use one of the active abilities which allow you to take a more tactical approach to fighting. We started the fight by throwing some acrid dust. And now let's cast Burning Blood. It's a hex which boils the enemy's blood and burns their skin, dealing physical damage over time. Alright, time to finish this fight. Let's use the final activation charge to cast the Artery attack, which actually decapitated the last opponent. Our hero quickly dispatched the bandits, so let's loot a few items they've left behind and open the inventory.
Hard to tell at this point.
First of all, let's replenish our health by eating something. And then take a closer look at this cool-looking weapon we just picked up. Ah, it has better stats than our current weapon, so let's equip it right now. We've also leveled up, so let's use this opportunity to spend the newly acquired skill point in one of Cohen's skill trees. The skills in the Blood of Dawnwalker are divided into 3 trees, one for human, one for vampire, and one shared between the 2. We also have an active abilities panel. We can use it to unlock additional abilities to use during combat. Note that during the day, the health bar is not regenerating. You need to find consumables like the one we've just eaten. The hexes we've just used also consume some of Cohen's health. Be aware of that. The way our magic system works, there's always a price to pay for manipulating reality. But we can make it sting a bit less. Let's level up the Frugal Witchcraft skill, so next time we'll cast a hex, it'll consume fewer of Cohen's health points. Now that we've wrapped up the encounter with the bandits, we can be on our way to get inside the city. Right now, Cohen hasn't done enough to ruffle the Vampire Lord's feathers, so the gods will just wave us through. But the more damage you cause, the more suspicious and aggressive they'll become. So when you play the game yourself, you'll have to decide whether you want to challenge the vampires openly, or lay low until you're ready to strike and surprise them.
And it's grander than before. They're putting in new stained glass. The Knyaz doesn't deny the old faith. Out of my face.
This is the rich district of the city, Silberkreis. There's also Altenmarkt, Neustadt, and the Middens. Each of the boroughs has its own feel and character.
Get your stinking ass out of here. I was just passing through, I swear. I got tired.
I sat down and started begging.
Looming high over the city is Brensis's castle, Greifberg.
Oh yeah, I would
He took it over when he slaughtered the human ruler of the valley, Skender, as shown in the trailer we shared with you earlier in January this year. In order to complete the main quest and save your family, you'll have to storm the castle, alone or with help of friendly NPCs. We could do it right now if we wanted, but it would be super challenging.
No more drink for you, my friend. Go home.
Oh, let me. I just want to. Oh, let me in.
You made a mess, and it's not that kind of inn.
Let's check the map. The cathedral is really close. There's plenty of other places to see and things to do here. A couple of inns, a medic, a blacksmith, an armorer, and other merchants.
I love seeing these things like early.
You can see that not only the vampires came out of the shadows. This creature on the right is called an Uriash. Look around, especially at night, and you'll learn humans have lots to fear, not just the vampires. And here we can see guards pounding on some poor guy's doors.
What is it about? Singing songs that mocked him and the faith. Who told you this nonsense? Was it Livia?
It's just one of many different community scenes we're implementing in the game. Watch them closely when you play, as they might point you to new quests and hidden treasures, or signal changes in the game's world.
Once again, I humbly beg of thee.
I humbly...
Ouch!
I don't want to say it, Mum.
It's a prayer. It's what we have to say. Go on.
I humbly beg of thee, protect
Oh God, thou hast sent forth.
Okay, we are at the cathedral gates. Again, since Cohen isn't yet wanted by the vampire regime, and it's daytime, we can simply walk inside.
The baptism of a newborn is a solemn moment, doubly so. A new life joins our flock, bringing happiness to its parents and to the congregation. Natus ex sanguine est, alitur sanguine, et in sanguine morietur. Ego te baptizo in nomine Dei. Amen. Don't I know you from somewhere, young man? Laslia, maybe?
Oh, you're timed on your decisions.
I'm sorry,
That's cool.
but you must be mistaken.
I kind of like that.
Am I?
Not gonna lie.
Perhaps. Perhaps. My memory isn't what it used to be. Come with me. I'll take your confession.
Thank you, but I have no need for confession.
Ah. So you deem your conscience clear?
I wouldn't go that far. But I'm sure you're a busy man, Father. So while I appreciate the offer, I feel that my soul shouldn't be your priority.
I won't press the matter. You are quite correct. I have many other duties to attend to. But please remember that in order to be saved, we all need to repent. Myself included. I hope we can speak again soon. Good day to you, Cohen.
I do think the
what we saw right here
was actually pretty strong. Like the voice acting was really good, animations were pretty good. I'm pretty okay with everything so far. Dandy Passion, what's up, brother?
It was just one of many cutscenes we recorded for the game, which smoothly transitioned into a dialogue scene. We use cutscenes to highlight key scenes or showcase interesting bits of lore. Like this blood baptism. Creepy. is in it. The core feature of the Blood of Dawnwalker is the dual gameplay loop. Remember, Cohen may be a human during the day, but he turns into a vampire at night and has a different set of skills at his disposal. And this is just one variable that affects our quests. Depending on when you tackle a particular quest, what choices you've made earlier, whom you befriended, or whom you've angered, your gameplay and story experience will be very, very different. So each quest is a complex structure with multiple possible paths leading to the end goal. We maximize players' freedom and agency, offering you a narrative sandbox to play in. I wonder what secrets may be concealed up there, just beyond Cohen's reach. And how do we get there? It's impossible to do during the day, but come night, it's an entirely different story. Let us explain what we mean by taking our current quest as an example. During the day, we got inside the cathedral without any problems, since it's open for all to see and Cohen doesn't yet stand out from the crowd. The scaffolds, though, are outside of his reach. But climbing them won't be a problem for the vampire, who has many more exploration abilities at his disposal. Bear in mind, Cohen has not completed the quest yet. What's more, there are still a few clues to be found in order to solve this story. It's worth mentioning that narrative sandbox also means that we may completely abandon this quest and follow a different path to defeat Brensis. For today, we're focusing on the gameplay part, so let's see how we could tackle this particular quest during the night. We're starting right after dusk, as a vampire, on the rooftops of Svatro. Right now, we have 22 days left to complete this goal. This counter is always displayed and you'll be warned each time it's pushed forward. So you have to be aware of the time, and it's more of a resource you'll be spending than a racing clock. As a vampire, you'll see and experience the world from a different perspective. You can travel quickly and easily access places beyond the reach of regular humans. Let us show you what we mean. This is Shadow Step, a unique vampiric ability allowing Cohen to jump to almost any place within his reach. Now let's take a good look around using the focus mode. This ability highlights objects of interest and loot. And there is something right here. This time it's just some items to grab, but on other occasions, who knows, you might come across a hidden quest. Looks like our health is quite low. This is because, as a vampire, your health bar also represents your hunger level, and you start each night thirsting for blood.
It certainly is. I mean, it looks
Remember,
good.
you have to quench this appetite in order to make full use of your vampire abilities, and rein in your monstrous nature around NPCs. Otherwise, you may end up draining someone important, which may lead to unpredictable consequences. We'd better feed them. Maybe on someone who is standing all alone, like this drunkard. Let's grab him and use Voracious Bite ability. Unless you lose control due to hunger, you get to decide how much blood to drink. You can drain just a bit and knock your victim unconscious, or go all the way and kill them.
That's kind of cool.
And if you're adamant you don't want to hurt innocent humans, you can drink from animals and some other creatures.
I love the way they kind of position that. That's so interesting.
Finally, we are at the cathedral, but it seems to be closed for the night, and the entrance gate is well guarded. Let's find another way in.
So, do guards, will they attack you on sight? I don't think so. Even at night. I mean, you got blood all over your face. But okay.
Shadow Step is not the only vampiric ability you're gonna learn during your playthrough. Cohen can also use Plane Shift to scale walls and even ceilings smoothly.
I was gonna say, that's gonna freak people out, right? Yeah.
This will allow us to explore every nook and cranny of the cathedral.
That's true, Daniel, that's true.
to blood.
Better be quiet.
You shall become Kenya's prince.
Is that Voyeurs Xanthi?
His
What the hell is she doing here?
the sole voice
What is she doing? Is that a ritual for the blood gods?
new family. You shall want for nothing.
They're covering up the old paintings.
Only
Why?
shall remain.
One of the workers must have left it. Seems that the cathedral complex is quite big. The main building, cloisters, inner courtyard. The entrance to the
Yeah,
crypt
that's
could
what
be
I was trying to
anywhere.
figure out, is if they're going
Won't
to
get anything done just standing around.
versus the day.
Still,
This was a scene investigation, a mechanic we used to zoom in on and showcase key clues. This time we had a chance to learn more about the vampire's plans. Looks like they're keen to cover up the old frescoes, so that's something we could take a look at. This way we could learn more about the cathedral's past.
To blood.
Looks like we aren't alone here. Underneath us, there's a group of blood guards. Soldiers hooked up on vampire blood, which makes them stronger. And one of Brances's vampire allies. It's Xanthi, the oldest vampire in Vale Sangora, and quite a powerful lady. Let's descend and check what's going on.
Don't think I don't see you skulking in the shadows. Come out! You're interfering with my task. Who are you?
it doesn't matter.
Very well. I don't have time for interruptions. Let us dispose of him. Quickly! You've withstood it. Fascinating.
Cohen is using his claws to attack when in vampire form. Blood guards are dual-wielding opponents. Their attacks are pretty strong. Of course, even when fighting with claws, combat is still directional. Don't worry, Cohen can still use his sword as a vampire.
You haven't lived long.
Only after defeating all three of the blood guards, Xanthi deems Cohen worthy of a challenge, and she descends to face him. She uses her blood control powers to cast a multitude of attacks, like her blood whips, that hit Cohen from left and right. Xanthi is protected by a powerful vampire ability. Once her stamina runs out, Cohen will have an opportunity to strike and deal some damage. But be careful, cause Xanthi is quick to counterattack and she will also try to restore her blood. Meanwhile, look at the indicator just below her health and stamina. It's a timer for the boiling blood skill that you've seen in the CGI trailer. So, if we don't hurry, the timer goes down to 0 and Cohen will eventually explode.
Oh, dang.
And we're dead.
Was not expecting
Remember,
that.
we were only mid-game here, and Xanthi is one of the game's most punishing enemies. Defeating her right here and right now is very much possible, but it would be hellishly difficult. A fun challenge for hardcore players. Otherwise, we could load the game and explore the cathedral without drawing her attention.
Oh, wow, that
or
was
try to get to
fast
her
20
while
minutes.
she's not surrounded by bodyguards. Xanthi, like all other vampire allies, has her own questline. Explore it, and you can learn more about her past, motivations, and maybe even try to reason with her. What you do is entirely up to you. Remember, our design principle is the narrative sandbox. There is no difference between main quests and side quests. There's just different stories that you weave together into your own unique adventure. But that's coming in 2026. For now, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this gameplay video.
Yeah, very cool. I definitely, I will tell you, the 20 minutes I think sold me at least to continue to be interested in the game. I love the idea of a narrative sandbox. I have not seen it done really well yet. So this whole idea of like all these different storylines going on at once, you can interact with all of them in different orders, is really interesting. I just need to see it kind of play out. So I'm super excited about this game. I'm really pumped that they released a 20-minute gameplay overview already, even in like pre-beta state. So that's a good sign that they're confident in their game. We talk about this all the time. Like, if a developer is showing off their game, they're confident in it. Even if it looks kind of rough. Like, that did kind of look rough, but they're confident in it. That's really cool. Developers that hide their game, you know, do review embargoes the day of a launch, like, they're not confident in their game, and that's a red flag, a huge red flag. So it's very cool to see that The Blood of the Dawnwalker is in the state that it's in. Still more to come. But as always, guys, love hanging out with you on a Sunday night. We will do this again next weekend for the 4th of July weekend. Again, if you're in the States, every Sunday night starting around 9:30, we'll dive into new trailers together. Dude, appreciate all of you guys for hanging out. Some of the old faithfuls, Danny, Tetris, and some of the new guys as well. Paulies and Grim, appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Sunday night. We'll be back next week at 9:30, and we will see you there. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks so much for watching, and play on. Take care, guys. Have a great week.